things are different now. What worked 2019, the people's minds have changed, priorities have changed, so we have to adapt.
Yeah.
So we have to realize that we have to give HR, like, the people and culture, the same influence on human capital that finance has on capital. We have to have that comparable level of influence.
That's a
And what's
good way
funny,
of framing it.
yeah, and what's funny is, like, the is that, we talk to kind of companies kind of around the world, because people are starting to get this. Like, we're not the only ones talking about this. This is being talked about everywhere. And there's this big kind of uptick in companies having interest to work with to have supports and services that will improve wellness and talent analytics, and the ideas, and about, like, and improving the recruitment and improving their employer brand. These are things that people are starting to, now they're ready for. And it's interesting, though, because we're trying to build partnerships and collaborations, kind of, especially like in the US, into Europe. Like, we're really starting to kind of find some great like-minded companies to kind of help address these massive issues. But what's so funny is, like, again, I was just talking to a company out of Germany this week, and last week I was talking to a company out of Belgium, and we kind of both said that, everyone kind of always said, the question that a lot of us are asking in this field that supports organizational growth and organizational development is, who does HR report to?
Yeah.
Because that is so telling that, that this is something that we're all realizing, that all the companies that are supporting organizations in organizational growth and organizational development, they all want to know who HR reports to, because we're all realizing that's a major indicator of how successful our efforts are going to be with them, how willing they are to actually see employees as assets and investments rather than expenses and liabilities, and how much work we have to do in our implementation. If HR is not empowered and reports to finance or operations, that how we have to filter everything through the financial lens or the operations lens in order to get the buy-in that we need, because HR is not going to be as much of a partner. They're going to more because they're in our implementation, because they don't really have the influence to do that, which again slows everything down, right? Because companies want a quick fix now, but they don't have the infrastructure in place to support employee growth, because they don't value or invest in employee growth, because HR reports to the CFO, right? So it's very funny that we're seeing this more and more, but this is coming up more and more when we talk to our peers, kind of in the supporting organizational growth and development, realm. So it's something that I think we should all be talking about more, in our companies themselves, because it is such an important indicator to how the company's profitability and growth is going to be in this new reality that we are in post 2019, in order to make all this kind of stuff successful, to achieve the goals we have for our companies.
Absolutely. And I love the parallel development of similar concepts, right? Because we are seeing many people coming to the same realization without, like, independently, and starting to realize now, like you said, we need to start looking at things differently. The timing is really good for a company like this. Is the thing that gets me excited about the work that we do, because right now the majority of companies are still taking still have an outdated mindset around what HR is, what workplace culture is, and how a workplace culture is actually built, and what the benefits are. They're still looking at it as just merely it's about making people happy. It doesn't really affect anything. There's a collective shift happening right now, and I feel like we're still in the early stages of a wave that is coming that will help to shift this mindset. But while most of the companies are still taking this outdated view, those who are willing to invest in their people, those who take a different approach, who are willing to actually look at developing a productive and inclusive and profitable workplace culture, are going to instantly set themselves apart. They are going to set themselves apart in the labor market. They are going to set themselves apart in the consumer market. They are going to have, companies that are experiencing significant challenges with talent attraction, with being able to retain the talent that you are able to find, with, if you're worried about, high levels of burnout, or if quiet quitting is if you're worried or scared about what the effects that has, you can resolve these issues, and you can resolve them before your competition does, right? When everybody else is in a race to the bottom, it doesn't take a lot of effort to move to the top of the pack.